Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and tonight we will be continuing the Heart of Darkness campaign. I have here with me tonight Ballistic, Cameo, Ice, and Yoshi. Not sure where Red or Link are, but Wind is currently out sick, so everybody thoughts, prayers in the chat for him. See if I can go ahead and get somebody to hop on the recap for me. I swear I can remember my words.
I think I remember some of it.
Go ahead.
Officially turned into new cleric and all, through dramaticness. We entered a new drug realm, but there was a plot twist. We all blacked out and kinda got robbed of our stuff. We were taped down to tables, and I say taped down, it wasn't taped. We were chained down. We were chained down and all of that, and we had to find a way to get out without using magic, and I'm sorry, like my brain is like fried, so I'm just kind of like, brain is buffering right now. A lot of us managed to get out, but Naomi gave up, and they were pulling out some random stuff out of her. Like, things that realistically wouldn't have even made sense of being in her, and there was like no room for being in there. And it made even less sense that they were opening up like the guts and stuff like that when they mentioned the surgery was supposed to be for the whore. Icicle? I think that was the character. I think that's the right one. Saved her and used magic to heal her up. Coral managed to get out through some lying and a bit of brute force. Icicle got out, was convincing them that they had the disease that the doctors claimed, but it was like a lot worse. Biafi wasn't here. The brain is buffering. I can't remember the other stuff.
I mean, that's pretty much like you guys got caught in that and then managed to escape, and that's where we left off.
More or less.
Okay.
So, bit of shuffling around. You guys are. We'll say that you also freed the 3 poo-brained, and now you are standing in said hallway.
Is anybody hurt? No, more than me anyway.
Could be a lot worse, I suppose. I ain't what's going on anymore, eh?
What the hell is this? Wanting to open me up to some disease. All my stuff is supposed to be inside of me. I don't got no disease.
So, for the party, you're in a long, straight hallway. There are doors identical to the ones that you came out of, that can be assumed to be the same kind of like operating rooms. The hallways, you can't tell, they're pretty long. You can't tell what's at the end of them from where you're standing. What do?
We need a way out. How do we know we're not going to come across those things again? I want to be tied down.
How did they get us in the first place? I don't remember anything.
I actually don't know how they got us in the first place. So weird.
So, what do?
So, should we maybe just start walking in a direction?
I feel like we gotta be more careful than that, but we should head out.
So what we thinking? Left or right?
I vote right.
I'll say right too.
Okay. So, you guys start traveling down the hallway, and occasionally you come up on open doors, and in those doors they're just corpses. They've been dismembered in much the same fashion that it looked like they were planning to do to Naomi and the rest of y'all. Except the main difference is all of the corpses have a singular hole bored in the side of their skull. And you can see cables to what appear to be some sort of screen. But it doesn't seem to be actively doing anything at this moment. As you continue on, a door farther down the hallway just kind of slams open, and one of the bipedal entities in white lab coats comes running out, and they appear to be holding something as they basically sprint down the hallway. They also seem to be moving at an unnatural speed. They are moving away from y'all.
Where do you think they're going?
I don't know, but I'm more curious about what it's holding.
You can attempt to roll a disadvantaged perception to see if you can spot what it is. Because they are moving very quickly.
You said disadvantage?
Yes.
Wow, spectacular.
Okay. Anybody else gonna roll before I say anything?
Good.
I think I'm alright.
Okay. So, Coral. It's covered in just like filth and gore, but it appears to be a small, for lack of a better way to say it, unborn mammal of some sort. Trying to avoid the actual word because I feel like that would probably get me dinged.
Yeah.
But you guys get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know why the fucker would be carrying that.
What is it? What's it carrying?
Preborn baby. I don't know if you know what that looks like, but it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Ugh. It's nasty.
So, do you want to continue going? Yes, no,
Unless
maybe
we
so.
have something nuts in there.
Okay. So when you do get to the door that it came out of, you see that there's another one of those white clothed entities, and it is jamming the cables into the skull of what appears to be some sort of humanoid. It's wrapped head to toe in bandages, and all you can see is like an eye that, just looking at it, you can see what you can only describe as like a look of madness to it, as this creature jams the cable further and further into its skull. On the screen, it appears as if whatever it's doing is showing memories. And as you guys continue to watch, it shows mostly nonsensical stuff, very abstract, but it does show an image of a pony with a white coat, and she's wearing what appears to be a nurse's hat, and she looks very concerned. She's saying something that there's no speakers to project before the cable gets wiggled again, and it changes to just like a rainy day. As you guys continue on your journey, the as you guys continue on your journey, the hallway eventually ends, and you catch a glimpse of the individual that took the unborn critter, and they're just stepping out the door, which closes behind it. Do you follow?
Curiosity killed the cat, but I'm not a cat.
I take that as a yes from Coral. Does everybody else agree?
Better make sure they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we're doing anything else.
So, whenever you guys step outside, the first thing you notice is the sky is like an unpleasant shade of red. There's lots of buildings, much like the previous Dread Realm, just cleaner in a relative kind of way.
Salud.
Thank you. The same or similar looking, I guess there's a word for what they're called, but I can't remember it. But you remember the bipedal creatures from the previous one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's basically those guys, but this time they're wearing clothing. And as you guys are coming outside, there is something coming down from the sky. It's got... I forget what the shape is called, but if you guys can think of, like, say, a longer piece of, like, quartz, kind of think like that kind of geometric shape, with a long body. It's very narrow, that terminates in 4 to 6 long skinny legs. And when they land, they stand on these legs and drop a long line. It seems to be some sort of like almost like a tentacle kind of feel to it. And as they walk around, they wave it around and just tap. However, the terrifying thing is, as soon as it hits one of the bipedal creatures, excuse me, as soon as it hits one of the bipedal creatures, they instantly vaporize. And just poof, gone. No fanfare, no noise, no nothing. Nothing left but the clothing they were wearing. You do see a good about 150 feet away the white clothed entity making their way through the buildings. What do?
We gotta stay the fuck away from that thing.
I
Plan.
they even go. What happens when they do that?
I don't want to find out.
So,
Well, I
go ahead.
guess we should get away from this surgery center or whatever. They don't seem friendly.
You also do realize that the place that you are leaving is by far the biggest building, both width, length, and height. And it is a very intimidating building. One of those really chunky, blocky type of buildings.
Is what I find kind of funny.
So, you guys are heading out into the city? Are you following the white or the white clothed character?
I mean, it's suspicious as heck, but why not? We've done worse.
Gotta love ballistics logic.
We're a full-on different shape than these creatures. I think we're not very inconspicuous anyway.
Okay, so what I need from everybody is dexterity saving throws. Right now you can get advantage. Apparently you really needed that advantage.
Yes. Where did that fly try to go in my mouth?
The duality of ballistic.
As always.
The duality of man. Okay. Where is it? And dex save.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Alright.
Advantaged.
Wow, it's a good thing we have advantage. Am I right, boys?
Oh my god, we would die otherwise.
Okay. So you guys make it through fairly easily, avoiding the waving feeler from the strange construct-looking thing. Then you note that there are more of them falling throughout the city, but the path that you are taking seems to be relatively safe at the moment. Go ahead and roll a athletics for me, everybody.
Oh my god, why?
Great.
The athletics is an attempt to keep up with the creature you are following.
Still exhausted.
Not bad.
Did we get advantage for that one or no?
Nope.
Alright.
I am curious though, Ballistic, roll again.
Alright, 1 second. Oh, gosh.
I'm gonna laugh if this one would have passed. Hey, it was close.
Mm.
Been a lot worse.
Yeah, if you need to roll athletics.
Okay. That freaking thing disappeared. Bam.
Okay. So Biafia and Quarrel are able to keep up, and with the fact that your companions are easier to keep track of, I will say that Phoenix and Icicle are also able to follow them rather than the creature. Which the creature finds what appears to be like a basement of a building and goes down through there. Even with your best efforts, still just out of reach.
What did you say? Yeah, you cut out there for me.
As I said, even with your best efforts, the creature is still out of reach, but you are able to follow them into a basement of some sort. Do you enter?
First, manifest mind as a scout.
Mm-hmm.
Also has dark vision, I believe, somewhere in that block. 60 feet dark vision.
Okay.
And it sheds a bit of light.
I also got dark vision, so I don't really gotta worry about that right now.
Yeah. But can you see 2 corners ahead? You never know.
So
Let's go.
as you send this thing into the basement area, you catch a glimpse of the creature that you'd been following stepping through one of the 3 doors that are in there. If you want, you can take a look at the other 2 doors before you report to your companions.
I will do so.
So the first door, the one on the... So it's one on the left, one on the right, and the creature went down the one in the center. The left door has what appears to be the corpse of some sort of monkey. It looks like it was cut open, much like Naomi was. The only difference is they broke the rib cage open as well. So its rib cage is splayed open. And it looks like whoever was experimenting or dissecting just kind of left it half done. Otherwise, in this room is just the tools for such a thing, as well as some like beakers and whatnot. Nothing really of note.
In real life, the party sees Naomi go, bleh.
Okay, you gonna check the other one?
Yep.
So the other one, the door is only very slightly ajar. Is it able to push open doors and things like that? Or is it like what is it considered?
Tiny spectral object. It doesn't occupy its space. I think it is tangible, though. I don't think it can move anything. But if it can fit in a tiny... If that's a tiny space, it can go through.
I will say it's big enough to peek through, not enough to go through.
Ooh.
So, roll a perception for me.
I'm to perceive.
So there seems to be something in there, but you can't tell what because the door is not open wide enough to give you a good enough view. Like, this is just barely ajar. Like, somebody went to close it, but it didn't quite close.
I wasn't in the house. She probably took the dog for a walk.
So, the door for that the creature went through is closed, by the way.
Way's clear as far as I can see.
Everybody enter?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Yeah.
So, once you do enter, the stench of death is the first thing that you notice stepping into here. And, you know, you kind of have the source already. There is a rotting corpse in the next room over. However, I do want to ask Naomi, do you want to follow up and see what is in the other room?
Yeah, she's gonna take a quick peek.
So, when you push open the door, there's a bit of a creak, but, like, nothing to be too alarmed about other than, you know, kind of sudden noise. But when you look into the room is almost entirely empty, except for what appears to be a very large doll. This thing is just covered in grime and nastiness, but it's got this, like, you know those dolls where their like faces are like halfway between child and adult? It's got that kind of face, but no hair, no eyes. Like, there's the space for the eyes, but like it's just black holes. The mouth is closed, and there's no other discernible features. It's like the doll, but somebody forgot to put the clothes and like all the stuff to make it look somewhat more real, alive, I guess. As you stand there, though, it slowly turns its head and looks at you. What do?
No. Quickly close the door.
Okay. And
Our charge went through the center door.
Okay.
What did you see?
Doll of sorts. Brings back memories.
Do I want to know?
No.
Naomi, I need you to roll a perception check.
Proceed. Poorly. Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have above a 15 passive perception?
How do we calculate
I
that
do.
again?
It's
That's
in your sheet.
10
I believe
plus
it's
your-
your perception
yeah.
modifier.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
then.
10 plus your perception.
Okay, yeah, no.
What is
I do because of one of my feats.
what is yours, Coral?
It is 19.
So, as you guys are getting ready to go through the other door, you hear a slight, soft kind of clattering noise, as if wood or porcelain or something like that has just hit something hard, but not hard enough to, like, say, break it or even to really make that much noise.
What was that?
What is what?
Something fell. I look around.
Could have been the doll. It did start moving.
And you didn't tell us?
Didn't look angry or anything. We're not going that way.
If it started moving, it could be like possessed by a ghost or something.
Suppose.
So,
Or Coral.
what do?
I take out my gun. My gun. You know what? I'm just gonna be prepared in case that thing gets close.
Good plan.
Loads the gun.
Fancy boomstick.
Okay, so you guys gonna go down the door that the person you were pursuing went? Swear I can English.
I suppose we are, unless anyone else has any ideas.
Nobody stops me. They're getting away.
Yeah, we're totally gonna keep following them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you continue along, it turns into a much narrower passage, and it doesn't take you long to get through, but you start to notice that it looks a lot more naturey rather than industrial. You start to see dirt and fungus and roots of plants. But as you come through, you come to a gated door that's on the other side of a larger room that the tunnel empties out into. And on the other side of the gate, you see... So it's like one of those... It's not like a big gate, you know, those... Sometimes you'll see houses with the... where they'll have the door, and then they'll have, like, it's basically a screen door, but made of metal. With bars on it. You can see the entity that you were following on the other side, waiting for a much, much, much larger, heavier gate to open, which it is currently in the process of doing. However, as you guys come into the room, something falls from the ceiling. It takes you a moment to recognize it, but Naomi, this is the doll that you had just seen. As it kind of like shakily stands to its feet, spreads its arms, and starts walking towards the nearest person, which I will say is Biafi. It's got its arms open in a wants a hug kind of fashion.
Do I see it?
Everybody sees it.
How did it get here?
There appears to be a grate in the ceiling that it got through.
What the fuck?
You are welcome to try to roll something to see if you can discern what is going on, what it is, or its intentions. One of those three. Insight for intentions, though it will be a high roll needed for that since it has no discernible like expression. Nature can attempt to discern like what you would need to roll to figure out what it is, and let's see. Hold on, let me check something. I need to look at some stats real quick, just to see. Character sheet, and then we'll say survival to figure out what's going on. So, insight, nature, survival are the three rolls that you can roll.
Okay.
Yafi, you are the one that it is currently approaching.
Alright. Well, yeah, okay.
So,
good job.
No.
Biafi, as far as you're aware, it wants a hug. Coral, you're not sure. It seems to want a hug, and it doesn't seem like it's hard to tell because it's a doll, but it doesn't seem to have ill intentions. Maybe it has no face though that really shows expression. It's kind of locked into this neutral expression.
It kind of
How
looks
about
like she
instead
doesn't
of
get
any of those, I roll Firebolt?
a fireball.
Can I try this insight check?
Okay.
It's a spooky doll.
What are
It
you
is following
gonna?
us. I don't trust.
What are you gonna do, Ballistic?
I want to try insight as well, just to see like, hey, do I know that this doll doesn't look good?
Well, other than being almost entirely featureless and kind of nasty looking, that's all you're really working off of. So you need to roll pretty high for insight.
Easiest nut one of my life.
Well, okay.
Close.
I mean, it's not as bad as the others.
It was almost.
So, Phoenix, your firebolt connects, and it stumbles, but it then rights itself, looks around, and then continues its advance on Biafi.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Survey says determined.
No, it looks pretty cute actually. I think it's not that bad.
I don't trust it!
But how could you not trust a face like that? Just deadpan face, just.
How can you not trust a face like that? A face that has literally no expression.
That's for all we know. I can't tell if it really wants a hug or if it wants to choke slam you or something.
Well, I have to be pretty strong to choke slam me anyway.
We don't know what it is capable of.
Hey Naomi, you can also roll nature to see if you can decide what to roll to figure out exactly what this thing might be.
Mm-hmm. My guess is reanimated something or other. Or not reanimated, but just animated.
So I will allow one more roll or Biafi gets hugged. So if you've already done insight, you cannot do insight again. If you've already done survival, you cannot do survival again.
Right.
Same goes with nature.
Try again. Okay, we did survival. I'll just roll up the chain. It can't possibly get any worse. Yes, okay, good.
Arcana. You need to roll Arcana to discern more information about this creature.
Did you not just say nature?
Yes, I told you.
No, but nature helps you figure out
Yeah.
what you're supposed to roll next.
Okay, so I'm rolling
Would be
Arcana.
something Arcana.
Okay. Alright, that's could be a lot worse.
So, it seems to have been animated somehow. So, you're not wrong on that bit. But you don't know for what purpose or why it's here. Coral, I will say that is enough to get you an Arcana roll as well.
Would it roll for me?
So,
Oh, yo.
Nice.
Coral, again, you also know that it has been animated by magic, and based off of what you can observe, it's not overtly hostile, but something about it is off. You've never seen anything like it, and it's acting too friendly, for lack of a better word. And Naomi, you get one more roll, as well as ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
You both get one more roll before it reaches Biafi. So, ballistic, what was the one that you rolled previously? Is that the insight?
Insight. Yeah.
Okay, so you can either roll nature to see if you can discern what it might be. The nature will give you which roll to roll. If you do not pass the DC, then you will not know what to roll for it. But the other one you can roll is survival.
Yeah, that was nature.
Okay. So you do know you need to look into your magical knowledge. So Arcana roll. So you're also not familiar with what kind of creature this might be. Again,
this
you
doll.
do know that it is an animated thing. It's not alive per se, or at least not to your knowledge. But you don't know its purpose. It's not like any animated construct you've seen before, and it is acting very strange for an animated construct. So basically, same information as Coral.
That thing is very weird. I don't like it.
Naomi?
Can I cast a leveled spell?
What are you casting?
Basically Bigby's hand in front of Biafi.
Okay. Does it manifest with a physical appearance, or is it invisible?
It does.
It's
Mine is homebrewed.
Okay. So, when you cast it, I'm assuming you're using it to block?
Yeah.
Okay. Naomi, it stops a moment to look at the hand, realizing that where it was headed is now out of reach, and then turns for a moment, looks at the rest of the party, and then retargets, and it starts heading for you.
Oh no.
Okay, that is a wee bit weird.
You now have either one action or two rolls of some sort of ability, so things like investigation and whatnot, to do something before it makes it to Naomi. What do?
I can investigate it.
I'm not going to say yes to that. I was just using that as an example. You can attempt to, but that means you'll need to get close enough to it to be within range. You have to be within 5 feet of it to investigate it.
I do want to try that though.
It is up to you.
I want to see how it reacts when I get closer to it from behind. Before I straight up going into this grill or anything.
So, are you staying out of the 5 foot range?
Right now I am.
So, when you do get closer, once you are closer than Naomi, its head spins around, it looks at you, and then it twists its body around so that it starts heading for you instead.
Okay.
I guess now's as good as time as ever to check it out. I still got the gun ready. But I am gonna get a closer look at it, so I'm gonna allow it to get closer to me.
So, once it gets in within 5 feet, throw me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
So, it doesn't feel like, say, mind control or anything like that. You've actually felt a similar spell. It reminds you of the time that they cast Calm Emotions on you. But as it gets within that 5 feet range, it also attempts to hug you. You will need to do either a dexterity saving throw, or I will also allow acrobatics to avoid it, if you are going to.
My acrobatics and dexterity are the same thing. It means absolutely nothing to me.
Okay.
Dang.
Wow.
So you managed to dodge it, which it clumsily seems like it's having trouble staying upright when it does that, and it lands on the ground before picking itself up, turning towards you, and getting ready to try again.
What if I give it some rope to hug? I got 90 feet of rope. Divided into 2 uneven segments. I can give it some rope to hug.
I let
Okay.
it go.
What are you
See
gonna...
where this goes.
How are you gonna do that?
The 30 feet is already in a bundle, so I can probably, when it attempts to hug me, just shove the bundle to it.
Okay. So you will need to make an acrobatics check to do that without getting hugged yourself.
That seems too low.
Yep, nope. So as you attempt to use the substitution there, you kind of fail at it, and you are hugged. Make another charisma saving throw, this time at disadvantage. So you feel like you've just been embraced by a friend that you haven't seen in a very long time. Like, just like the longest time. And you feel suddenly compelled to embrace it back. And when you do, there is a slight click sound from the torso of the doll, followed by so from the outside, all you guys see is Coral suddenly goes from being rigid and nervous to calming down quite visibly, followed by just like way too many blades shooting from the doll's torso out her back.
Oh, that's not good.
And Coral, you are now currently locked in basically a death grip.
What do we do? It's bad. It's really bad.
So, to make this easier, even though it wouldn't conventionally be considered combat, I might do this. Everybody roll for initiative for me. Let me find a asset for...
Got it.
I can swear I can find it. I know I have the one that I'm looking for. Was it Chaotic Conjuration? No. Screw it, we'll go with the Cherubim. Okay. So... Coral was a 10. So, Biafi, being on the alert as the party leader, you are the first that was able to act whenever you watch the blades from the torso of the doll erupt from Coral's back. We will say this room represents placement. Ignore the table. It does not exist for this purpose.
Sorry, if you were saying something, you cut out there.
You were the first to act, as you watch your companion suddenly turn into a pin cushion.
Oh no, it's very bad, no, very bad. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah. Okay. Well, that wouldn't work.
Icicle and Naomi, you need to figure out what you're going to try and do. Coral, when it comes to your turn, you will be making a strength saving throw to try and escape the doll.
Okay, well...
I'm sorry, what did you just say? Someone's talking to me.
Figure out what you're gonna do.
Alright, so we're gonna do this on the doll.
Okay, what are you trying to... Avoid dread power... Yada yada...
I think we're gonna go for a sickened. Make a wisdom save.
Second?
Yes, it's the one all the way at the bottom.
So I will say that at this point it is obvious that it is a magical construct of some sort, especially since the volume of blades that came from its torso are greater than the amount of torso it has. In order to be sickened, something needs to have internal organs to be...
So...
construct. Which means it won't be affected by charms and things like that.
Actual creature. This is a magical, which is... Yes, this is also not a charm, which is really weird because it feels like it should be a charm effect, but it is not. I don't understand why. Let's try something else in that case. If it's not gonna work, though, we'll do something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna really as DM. This is a. Oh, you you busted it twice. But
yeah, I know.
Yeah, a construct should not be affected by sickened.
Affected.
Not affected.
If it was more complicated, I would say, like, if it was a robot, I would say you could be affecting it with, like, a virus, but this one is not that.
Okay. Oh, great.
Oh, yay. So, we just lost somebody?
Yeah, we lost Ballistic. He's gone.
Maybe cutting this short.
Oh no.
Oh. Hey. Well, wonderful. I can maybe make this work. Yeah, we can make that work. We're gonna cast Shatter at 5th level.
Okay.
Point is going to be right about there. That's the center. So it just hits the construct and just barely misses Coral.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's at 5th level. Come on. Boom.
Okay.
That was so mid. No, actually not bad.
Your shatter removes a good chunk of its outer shell, and it appears to be inside that it's just like a metal rod in each limb
Okay.
holding it together.
You cut out there, but I heard there's a limb holding it together.
A metal rod in each limb.
Okay. Well, since I have battle magic now, I get to make a attack as a bonus action, so we will be doing a little bit of that. I just kind of charge right in there. So we will roll... I guess we'll just roll this. Wow, fantastic. Wonderful.
Uh-oh. Where'd you go, Cameo?
I'm here. It's just Roll20 decided to fucking die on me.
Oof.
Yeah, I think if I have the time and energy this upcoming week, I will try to figure out how to get Foundry working. Okay.
So hit the 12 hit? I'm assuming no?
Yes,
Yeah.
it hit.
That's it. Oh, it hit.
Wow.
Wow.
She pulls out a scroll, and as she reads it, the words fade from the page. It is time for the daily spell scroll.
Okay. What are you casting?
Wither and Bloom. Focused. Bearish. That is not the measuring stick. To everybody. The only creature she's going to damage is the doll.
Okay.
And everybody can spend a hit die and roll it and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus 6.
I would recommend that for Coral. Roll damage for it? You said you were doing damage?
Yeah, it did 5. It doesn't do much damage. Especially when you roll 1s on 2 of the dice.
Ah.
Good shit.
Very impressive rolls today, guys.
Yeah, we're killing it.
Since I'm at full health, can that health instead go to remove my exhaustion?
Sure, I'll let that slide.
Cool. Should have checked before rolling to die, but here we are.
Coral, you can either attempt to attack or attempt to escape. Escape is an action that you will roll your strength saving throw to attempt to escape the grip of the doll.
Let me free! I don't like this thing! Wait, I got a pry bar. I remember, I got a pry bar.
That will give you a +2 to escaping.
Okay, so I'll do the strength +2. Whatever. No. Nope.
Oh.
Even with that +2, that was just nope.
You do a single point of damage to yourself with the pry bar, trying to get this thing loose. So, the doll gives a good squeeze. Jesus Christ, why is it rolling so high? That was not far off from its first attack. Biafi, your shatter seemed to work with great effect.
That's good. I do have to ask, though, if, for example, someone were to be teleported out of a grab, will the grab be broken? Like, how do you rule on that?
What's the wording of the spell you're trying to use?
I can also bring one willing creature of my size or smaller who carrying gear up to its carrying capacity, who must be within 5 feet of me when I cast the spell. And I just
Is it
kind of
touch?
go.
Is
No, they just have to be within 5 feet of me.
And it says it transports gear as well.
Yes.
I am going to rule that under most circumstances that would work, but for the purpose of the spell, it wouldn't recognize the doll as necessarily a creature. It is more of an object.
Okay.
Creative thought.
Oh.
And I will let you use it in the future, but
Yes.
not for this particular creature, especially since like half of it is inside of coral.
Yeah, that's entirely why I want to get your opinion. Otherwise, I just would have done it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna really go for it then.
Roll damage.
8th level on this one. Oh, come on. There we go. Bam. There's a roll that we're looking for. Same spot as last time, right there.
So as it collapses in on itself, it pulls the blades out rather violently from Coral, and she takes another 27 points of damage. But it completely just disappears inside of itself. Essentially, you essentially caused it to collapse in on the space that it was storing the blades.
Great. Well, I'm immediately casting heal. So that's 70 hit points you get back immediately. No questions asked.
You said 70?
That is 70.
Yeah.
Heal
God damn.
gives you 70. It gives you 70. Period. And
Coral.
10 more for every spell level above 6. You're
Coral,
not dead anymore.
You have 70 hit points back immediately. So
You're welcome. I'm pretty sure that was almost everything that it did too.
No, it did a lot.
Actually,
I did the math. It was pretty close.
let's see.
It
was 56 plus 31 plus 27. So it was well over half. So like 2/3 of what it did.
There we go. Yeah, I was reading the wrong one. Still pretty close. So, okay. I don't think it was very friendly. Maybe we should keep on moving. Or find some place where we'd be safe.
So, as you guys finish your battle with the strange doll, you see the gate that the white-clad creature was waiting for finish opening, and something... It's wearing rags, for lack of a better description. Very floaty, very airy kind of disposition to it. And as it levitates its way through the gate, the white-clad creature lifts up what it was carrying to this new entity, which is also wearing a plague mask, or plague doctor's beaked mask. The larger black-clad entity reaches out and grabs it in massive clawed hands before turning around and floating back through the gate. At which point, before the other gate can even start closing, the white-clad creature you guys had been following turns around, opens the smaller gate, and immediately books it back the way it came. What do?
Oh.
I will note that even though it probably actually isn't, you feel like you just saw death come for whatever the white-clad entity was, or come for the unborn creature the white-clad entity came for.
Oh.
What do?
I think we figured out where it was going. You feeling any better? You need some more. There, Coral, you feeling any better? You
I
know,
feel like
I'm
all
not
my
gonna lie.
insides are mush.
I can only imagine. Maybe we should bed down. I don't think we're gonna make much more progress like this.
Too many people went poo brain.
That, and some of us are very hurt.
Yes. I could do with getting my magic back.
Aye. We do have a safe spot that we know of, right? Or do we need to go searching for one?
I can make a safe spot.
That
Though
would
we
be
probably
fantastic.
don't want to be in the middle of the street.
Well, you guys aren't in the middle of the street. You're in a room.
Yeah, we're in the room. We're in a hidden room.
Okay. Just a quick ritual layman's tiny hut.
Okay. Given that we don't know where the other party members are and Ballistic had a sudden emergency, do you guys just want to call it here tonight?
I think it's for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was apparently it was just not the day for it.
Yeah, feels bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Bradley.
But if you would like to see more of the streams, we will be doing more next week. And we also have a music video that should be popping up on the channel sometime this month. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch. And if you want to show support to the channel, there's the Discord link in the description where you can chat with me and the players. Or if you want to show monetary support, which is very much appreciated, especially since I am currently trying to buy a house, then check out the Patreon reward tiers on patreon.com/thenamelessone. And a huge thank you to the priest tier patrons that already have, namely Ishi, Equinox 3141, Trailblazer, Scarmex, Ice Crystal, and Cameo Shadowness. Again, as usual, I could not be doing this without all of y'all. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Everybody have a great evening and drink water.
Hydrate.
Or die tonight.
Wobbler.
I swear we're gonna probably make a